Get Your Popcorn Ready podcast. This is your host, Hatch, my boy.
Oh, yes, I am in the building. We are in the building. This is the other host, T.O.
Is in the building.
Yes, sir.
With the R&B General. Tank is also in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
I would say get your popcorn ready,
but,
ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to say get your R&B ready.
There it is. What's up, Tank? What's up, buddy?
Hey, listen, I'm going to give me some of this popcorn because this is, get your popcorn ready is,
that's the thing.
But with all them muscles now, that might go away. You keep eating that popcorn. I'm just saying. We all did the whole black shirt with
Here we go.
I'm trying to get like you.
Because I'm gonna take y'all back. I'm gonna take y'all back.
Here we go.
Just get your popcorn ready. So I got some get your popcorn shit. These two motherfuckers right here. Okay, can I cuss? Is it okay if I cuss? But these two motherfuckers. I'm gonna go to T.O. first. I meant T.O. first. T.O.'s disrespectful.
I knew. Yes,
he's
ladies and gentlemen.
disrespectful as an athlete. Okay, he's a world-class athlete. I'm playing basketball with T.O. in Orlando. He's on the other team. Him and Bone Collector.
You remember
I'm
that?
like, I can hoop, I can bounce, I can play. I'm still in my space at this time.
Okay.
I'm like, T.O., he plays football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No way he's gonna be able to do anything with me out here on this basketball court.
Already.
Cut to the fast break. Bone's got the ball. T.O.'s on this side, lagging behind. I'm like, okay, let me try to play both. Bone Collector stops at the three-point line and just throws the ball up in the air.
Okay.
I lose T.O. I don't know where the T.O. is. I look up, T.O. is jumping over me. I said, this is that bullshit.
This is the moment.
This is the bullshit that I'm talking about.
This is the moment.
Wasn't nobody gonna tell me that this man rolls like this?
Hey.
Nobody?
Look up.
I'm looking at my watch because I got time for
It's about this time. It's about that time.
That's how I met T.O.
And you got banged on.
Him jumping over me, dunking on me.
So
That's how I met T.O.
You met his nuts first.
I felt away. I don't want to.
Nuts on the back of your shoulder.
I don't want to meet his nuts first. That's not how I want to. And you,
Hey.
So I had a wife. Okay, this is an ex-wife now.
This is true. This is true.
And no, it's good. And so when me and my wife are not wifing and husbanding at the time, Hatch comes into play, right? Hatch that's acting there at the acting school.
Yeah, doing a little acting at the time.
And so I think that I'm the only one who's supposed to have a nice body. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, you move on, find somebody else. You ain't gonna find nobody like me. You know what I'm saying? And so Sky Hatch pops up, and she's like, yeah, and he just took his shirt off in class, and I just don't think anybody will cover. I was like,
we was in acting class, in Aaron Spicer acting class. Absolutely.
The height, how you look. You look good, but he's a professional athlete.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Fuck all that. So my first time actually being in the same space with him, we were at basketball in
Calabasas?
In Calabasas.
Yes, sir.
And so I see him, I was like, okay, he's taller than me. I'm like, I could probably take him, right? So he runs up and down the floor about 3 or 4 times and jumps, head at the rim. I said, might not be able to take him. I should be friends with this nigga.
Okay, smart man. You a smart man, my guy.
This is the first basketball compliment that I've heard on how many episodes? This is like, what, 100-some episodes?
Hey.
That's the first basketball compliment that I've heard.
Well,
you said that he said it, you said his head
Here's
was
the thing, T.O.
Yes.
Here's the thing about you, T.O., and I'm not going to give you too much praises on your show.
No, don't do that at all.
I'm the special guest, okay? Y'all be supposed to talk about me and this R&B shit. But had you dedicated yourself to the craft of basketball, you'd have been a dope-ass NBA basketball player. For sure.
What?
For sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Man, I appreciate
Absolutely.
it, but that's respect right there.
Absolutely. Because you have to be everything is measured in time.
Yes.
Right? And in order to be really, really great at something, it's going to take everything that you have.
Everything.
And football took everything that you have. You being able to do other things, whether it be soccer, basketball, baseball, is just a byproduct of you just being
a super athlete.
Being gifted. being gifted athletically. But had you, from the inception of Pop Warner, been in the same development as a LeBron or as a whoever, just in that, you'd have been a monster.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, right? You dunked for the first time in 8th grade.
8th grade.
So super athletic, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And now that you know what it took to be a successful R&B singer, right? You're a professional singer, so you know all those minute details of singing. If you take those minute details and put it into basketball, could you have been an NBA player?
Right.
Because you have the athletic ability.
Right. Speaking of, byproduct, you being the R&B guy today, is singing sort of like a byproduct of your athletic?
Singing was first.
Really?
I was singing at 4.
Wow.
Okay.
4 or 5 years old, playing the piano. That was first.
Okay.
Me being an athlete, of course that was part of my gift, but, as my arms kept growing to a 6'4" wingspan and my feet kept growing to a size 12, I did not.
Right.
And so in my time, our time, how many 5'10" basketball players do you know?
Very few.
Not many.
Very, probably count them on one hand.
Right. Not many.
In that day and time.
Yeah.
Right.
That were actually, you have to be like when we talk about guys like, we're talking about Isaiah Thomas.
Yes,
we're
Allen
talking
Iverson.
about Allen Iverson.
Yes.
Like we're
Best
talking
in
about
the world, literally.
who had to be exceptional on another level to even be in the conversation.
Absolutely.
And was I that? No, I wasn't that. In football, 7.8 yards a carry.
Really? What position you was playing?
Running back.
And all I'm saying, did you play DB, court? You do everything.
Running back and linebacker.
Really?
And
okay.
I was a kicker, so I would score the touchdown and kick my extra point.
So you had 7. You got 7 points every single time.
Yeah, I had 7 points every game.
You're walking 7 points.
I'm a 7-pointer.
Because you're way more built like a running back.
So I'm a running back first.
Right.
Basketball is like
it's really third,
it's a byproduct.
fourth.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So like I was getting up the field. You know what I'm saying? I ran the 4-3. Like I did the whole thing.
Oh, so me and you are the only 4-3s in the room, by the way.
Wow.
Because this one he ain't.
That's fine. I'll take that. I'm a man.
He has no choice. Because me and you,
hey, look,
4-3.
That's 4-3 at your
I can take that.
Christ.
It doesn't matter.
But he can run now. He's the fastest 50-year-old I know.
I've never seen nothing like this.
Yeah, at 50.
First of all, I'm not 50. Quit putting 50 out there.
You're not
50? I'm 48. I'm
okay.
a young, ripe 48.
They should let you in right now.
They should. Trust me, it's in the works. I'm honestly, like I said, I've always said if anybody can do it, I can do it. I've always said if anybody's gonna be the first Hall of Famer to play, it would be me.
They should let you do it, and they should document it, and it is going to sell popcorn. I promise you. They are going to be in their seats with their popcorn in their hands, waiting to see what is T.O. going to do. And you can still bounce. You got your hands are the size, I don't know what that is, right? You can still catch that pelota, and you can still get up that field on a different. I don't like it.
But can you still do all that? You still hooping, and I know all that, but can you still dunk?
We still do it. I can probably still dunk. I haven't tried. I made a conscious decision to say, you know what?
A business decision?
Yes.
Because I said, this is not going to get me to the bag.
You're right.
Right.
And when we hoop, like...
Fun. We hoop.
Oh, no, we hoop.
No.
It's fun.
I haven't hooped in a while between me and you and us. Because I've been doing basketball training lessons with my man Chris Hoops. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 months. Just been working on different stuff. And for me, it's cardio too.
No,
it's a way to
absolutely. But for me, it's 3 hours of something that's not going to translate into getting me to the next level.
Right.
So for me, if I'm gonna do my cardio, I'm gonna get on my treadmill and make sure I'm having these conversations, or I'm running 3 miles. Make sure I got my earpiece on, my headphones on, having these conversations I need to have about the things that I'm building. And then if I'm a lift, then I get my lift at 11, so that the peel when the shirt comes off at the show, all that shit is pieced together, right? And so me playing basketball and breaking a finger, rolling an ankle, straining a calf.
Bag.
You know what I'm saying? Pulling a hammy.
Right. Can't do it.
And then having to go play Weekend Warrior for 3 or 4 R&B shows.
Right.
The math wasn't wasn't mathing.
Right.
And so I had to make a business decision.
Right.
You know how much I love getting on the court. And
I'm already knowing.
Right.
We do it all the time. We do it on a regular.
I had to make a business decision to say, you know what, I need that time. Those 2-3 hours, I need it.
Yep.
Speaking of business decisions and where you are, like a lot of people, especially these youngsters today, this era, the Gen X's, the Gen
Next gen?
Zs, they don't know what R&B is. It seems like out of all the R&B singers, you're the one that's keeping R&B alive. What drives you to keep R&B alive? And that's your mantra, R&B.
Right.
Your manager, Jay Valentine, R&B money. You know, I'm a fan. I love the music. We've been hooping time and time again, and those dudes I bring the music. And, you know, we don't play tape while we playing, but then we'll just go off and you know, then we be chopping it up about something. I'm putting on tank. I'm taking them back. Stay where you are, all these things. What drives you? What is it that, I know it's in your blood, but R&B, you're the one that seems to me, outside looking in, that's keeping it alive.
It's two-part for me. I always wanted to be part of something that made you feel like something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I come from church, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, singing with the Spirit and letting the Lord use you. And, you know, like if you ain't tapped into the Holy Ghost, then everybody in the church was
What are you doing?
Right.
just sit on you.
Right.
From my grandmother to my great-grandmother, the mother's board. The Lord is not with him.
Right. Speaking of the Holy Ghost and that Spirit, like I've been in that. I'm from the South, so I know what it's like.
Of course.
You have. And I've seen the choirs. I've seen people that have been in front and they've sang the solos, and you know when they start singing, you can tell through their voice. That it's something. Something has touched them.
Yep.
It's moving through them.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting off from the question that I asked you.
I know.
Have you had those moments on stage?
Absolutely.
Where, I mean, like I said, it's not just a job. You know what I mean? You're performing, and you just have an out-of-body experience.
100%.
This is what I
Most times, I don't remember. So most times, like, I'll get on stage, I'll remember the start, I'll remember the ending. I won't remember anything in between.
That's crazy.
I just go, and I'm gone.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And that's that thing, like going into that other place where, you know, I've worked on my craft. I don't have to think about that. Now it's just allowing myself and my gift to just be free and just submit to it completely.
Yeah.
And just go. Like
I guess
it becomes spiritual.
It's equivalent to like a basketball player.
When you're in a zone, it's the zone.
Being in a zone.
It's just unconscious.
And I think for me, I've never had that in football, but I did Dancing with the Stars. I did Dancing with the Stars with Cheryl Burke. And we had most memorable night that week. And so I dedicated that night the song to my grandmother. It was I Have Nothing. And so I did the routine, but part of the routine, I was struggling toward the end. And so during the actual show, I don't remember the last part of it because I was so engulfed in the dedication and what it was. So the meaning of it, I don't remember the last part. I had to go back and look at it because I don't honestly. It meant that much to me to dedicate that to my grandmother. And you both obviously know what she meant to me. And you talk about those out-of-body experiences. Like I literally, I finished the routine, but it was that last part I don't remember finishing. It was crazy.
It's when the time exceeds, for you guys, 4 seconds.
The moment.
Yeah, 4 seconds.
The moment.
For you guys, it's 4
maybe
seconds.
6 on the play.
Maybe
4 to
6.
6 plays, 4 to 6
and then in between that, it's broken up with conversations.
Yeah.
Do this, try that, and watch this, and make sure you look for that, and then do this and do this.
During the play, you don't hear anything. Once the whistle blows
It's
in
crazy.
the play, the crowd comes back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you have like You got a small window to find a zone.
Yes.
Which is even crazier. Right. I get 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
Right.
You got the full 5 minutes, full 3.5, 4 or 5 minutes of like, let's just get lost in it.
Get lost in
Let's
the
just,
zone.
you know what I'm saying? And you had done the work.
Right.
So then the gift just took over, right?
Right. Well,
So,
for those songs, it's like a minute and a half
Yeah.
because it's live.
Right.
You know what I mean?
well, it's more than the 4 seconds you're used to.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But going back, it's wanting to be part of making sure people feel something.
Yeah.
Right? And then 2, which I've always wanted, is wanting to be connected to a moment in time. Mm-hmm. Wanting my song to come on and people say, oh man, remember we was at, and I was with Sheila and she was, you know what I'm saying? Like she was so fine. I had been trying to get with her all, and I turned that Tank on, man, and she was like, ooh, you like Tank? Like, wanting to be connected to a moment in time.
Wow.
The feeling that I got when I first heard Babyface, the feeling that I got when I first heard Marvin Gaye's Distant Lover live, the woman that screamed like she was giving birth to twins. You know what I'm saying? Like the feeling that I got when I had my first dance, love is a house, you got the key. Ba-boom.
Yeah.
Take me where you wanna be. Open up and let me into your house. Ooh, baby. I know. My first dance. That was my first slow dance.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've always chased that. That to me was what made it real. That it was just connected to real life and you felt something. And so I'm always on a mission to make sure that you feel something and that it's connected to something. Because, you know, my investment is in people, right? I don't invest in money. The money is, again, the byproduct of having the people.
Right.
So if I can rally the people, if I can make the people feel something, if I can connect it to something in their lives and make a difference, then they'll in turn invest in me.
Oh yeah, those pockets are loosened up. Their hands are loosened up.
Come on now, you know the choir softens, they soften up the heart. So when the preacher delivers the message and he asks for that offering, come on now, bring that up to you know. So it's me wanting to invest first. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I bet on the back end. And I think a lot of time, in today's time, the bag is the conversation more so than anything. The analytic is the conversation. The people more so than anything. Instead of the people. Right? And making people feel something. Okay, we'll gather as many people as we can, no matter how we have to gather them in 2022.
That's not it.
They don't care how you get them. Because the Fortune 500 companies are still going to pay you, the corporations are still going to pay you, no matter what the people show up for. If they show up to riot or show up for an orgy, they don't care. As long as the people show up, we'll pay you. And so the morale of a thing.
The herder goes out there with no...
It's lost. The morale of a thing, like think about what radio stations will play, and think about what corporations support that they would have never supported in our time.
Never.
You couldn't ever get that off on the radio or on television or at an award show. You couldn't do that. The gatekeepers were like, no, we're more respectable than that. No, we don't do that. We don't show women like that. We don't show guys like that. We're not doing a bunch of killing in our music. We're not going to show a bunch of killing on our, like, now nothing's taboo. As long as people show up, they'll pay you for it. And that's the danger. And that's the thing that, I don't know, I guess I just never wanted to be connected to. You know what I'm saying? I still try to maintain a certain morality and a certain essence to the thing that I grew up on. Because I'm a historian too. That's the other piece.
Your humility and honoring the lane of R&B kind of excels your talent of R&B. Right? Because again, we think that you should be, I guess, in the same conversations with all of these other stars, from fans, from right now. Right?
I mean, you look at like how people like the Michael Jacksons of the world, you know what I mean? The Whitney Houstons, you know what I mean? These are mega stars. I mean, and I'm not just throwing gas, but bro, like, you talk about a gift, you know, we have gifts here, but dude, you have a gift. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't go as far back as when you started, but I've listened to your music. And like for me, I know good music when I hear it. You know what I mean? If it makes me feel something or
that's
feel
good music.
a certain way, you know what I mean? If it can tap into to my emotionals, there's something to that. And obviously, like I said, you've done, you know, some collaborations. You know, there was TGT. You know, obviously, Tyrese is one of those guys, too, that just has a unique, distinct voice.
Yeah,
like
sure.
yourself. When I hear music and there's a Tank song comes on, I know that's Tank.
I know that.
You know it's time to do something.
Well, I know it's Tank or Jamie Foxx.
No, which is real. Because
and even the way you guys talk, the tone and delivery of talking and singing.
So in singing, in high school, people would say, "You sound just like Jamie Foxx." That was already in, and then let us start running together, right?
Right.
And so, in conversation and learning how to work a room, you know what I mean, and finding my comedic chops and my timing. I mean. I'm in the room with Jamie Foxx. So yes, of course I'm stealing that.
Yes, absolutely. Steal everything you can from Fox. Absolutely.
Right.
Swiper, no swiping. Give me some of that.
Nugget.
Let me hold that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's crazy you say that because a lot of people will say, oh, Jamie stole this from Tank or Tank stole this from Jamie. I was like, no, we're borrowing pieces from each other.
And you're with each other.
You know what I'm saying? Like Fox had no pride about saying, hey, we're making this album. Anything that you would do, sing it, I want to do exactly that. I said, okay, let's do it.
Right.
I was mad that he stole my goatee because he didn't have a goatee before that. He stole my goatee.
Come on, Fox.
He stole my goatee.
Get your own look,
Get your own, man. Get your own. And then he put on the wife beater. I said, really?
He's like, what's what we doing?
Really? That's what we doing? We going there? He worked on arms right before they shot the pitch. I said, oh, you really? Okay.
That's what y'all doing, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But you wouldn't be an artist, and that's what artists do. You have your own way of expressing and identifying yourself, but even us as athletes, you know, there are things that, like I said, I gathered from other receivers, from the greatest, Jerry Rice.
Absolutely.
I saw him, I picked, you know what I mean, I picked little minute pieces of his game and try to add it to my game to become who I became. So you wouldn't be an artist if you didn't do that. If
you're not willing to continually be in a space of absorbing and learning, right? You will not reach your full potential.
Right, absolutely.
You will cap. You will cap out.
Right.
There is a ceiling for those who have arrived.
You never want to arrive.
No. People ask me like all the time, like, what's your favorite song that you've ever written? I was like, I haven't written my favorite song.
There it is.
It's still in development.
It's still
in that phase, right.
You can pick your favorite song.
Right.
To me, those songs don't exist. Once this album drops on August 19th, I probably won't play it anymore. I've played it to sequence it. I've played it to make sure that everything I've you know, that the mixing, I've done that. But once it drops and I deliver it to you, I'm on to the next thing. How can I beat that? How can I be better than that? Because now, once I deliver it, for some reason, now I can hear some imperfections and some things that I should have did better.
Go back and change
I don't know why that is after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I could have been way more fly. Oh man, I'm looking at the video. Okay, let's ramp up.
Right.
Let's get better.
Right.
On to the next.
That's my obsession.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like getting better is my obsession.
Absolutely.
So what goes into a collaboration? I know you've done some stuff with LaToya, look at Chris Brown, Drake,
Leah.
Yeah.
What goes into a collaboration, and then is there a certain time or moment when you feel like there needs to be a collaboration?
It depends on two things: a feel of the record and a need. A need or a void filled that the collaboration can provide for an artist. Like with me, like I'm great in my space, you know, in my R&B space.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
very good in
You
my
own
space,
that, yeah.
right? But shoot, if I want my song to be played, you know, on Hot 97, or you know, or I want my song to be played in the hot hour in the club at 12:30, then I might need to go collaborate with Drake or Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying, or Chris Brown, to make sure that the guys who own that space and own that, you know what I'm saying, can pull me into that space, because that's not the space that I organically live in.
Right.
They may sneak it in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One of the DJs may be my homies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
But that's not where I live.
Gotcha.
And so there would be a need for me for that arm to be extended to me, you know, and that's just being smart about making music. When it comes to the feel, it's just like, oh my God, you know, Alex Isley would sound crazy on this. Who a lot of people don't know, but independent young lady who is one of the Isley's granddaughters, who is absolutely phenomenal. And while I'm making this song, and I hear her voice, I'm like, oh, she will go perfect on this. And that's, to me, is a true collaboration, because it's just artistic. It's not me pulling her up. It's not her pulling me up. It's us just meeting right in the middle,
like meshing,
and doing something really, really dope. You know
Because
what I'm saying?
you may not, well, Hatch may not know this artist, Sir Charles Jones. Man, he's young, but his songs are old school, like old soul.
Yeah.
Like when you think of Johnny Taylor, ZZ, that's his.
Down south, boy.
Huh?
You down south, boy.
Hey, right. You already know. Hey, but yesterday I was just listening, me and a friend, we were just vibing, just music sharing. And I was like, yo, you gotta listen to Sir Charles. And she was like, who? Again, she's from Detroit, she's living out here now, she had never heard of him. I threw on a couple of those songs, Take Care of Mama, Is There Anybody Lonely? She was like, yo. She was like, yo.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then obviously I was playing your music, and then she was like, yo, and then I said, yo, wouldn't that be a great collaboration, him and Tank? But it's like, I don't know that's what I was asking, like, what makes...
His world, in their world is different from our world. So
right, exactly. But
that would really just be, that would be artistic as well.
Right.
That would just be too, you know.
You gotta listen to it. You've heard it, bro. When I tell you, it's like Tank. When I listen to it, bro, it'll
Bring
move
it back.
me. Bro, I'm telling you, it'll make you, man.
It's soul stirring.
What?
Yeah.
So what have you heard, like, first time you ever heard it, right? And you're like, that's gonna be hot. And it just kept coming and coming and coming. And then it was a banger. And it was everywhere like a year later. Because you know, it takes time. But what's something you heard right off top, you was like...
R&B wise?
R&B wise. Like I know that's a hit. Like for me, of course, when I heard When We, I knew it.
Oh my God.
I knew it. That was, I was like, I don't know music like that, but when I heard that, I'm like, that's a hot record.
The thing is, when we were Dancing with the Stars, we had to do this. I can't remember what genre of dance it was, but I wanted to do it to When We, just because of the flow of the song.
Like, sir.
Wait, we don't.
What Cheryl was doing the choreography.
Right,
Sir.
hey, this is ABC.
Sir.
We got kids watching.
Hey, I did do, you know, Lynn, he's the strict judge. And we did some song where I came out of my shirt and I did the little gyration. And obviously he was giving his commentary on it, and he was like, I was just a little too raunchy for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
He was like, it was too raunchy. He was like, I liked it, but it was just a bit too raunchy.
Keep your hips right in here, don't.
Right.
Anything in here.
No.
I didn't pick When We. I didn't know When We was that song. I'll get to some songs that I knew.
Wow.
I didn't know When We was that song.
So it was just unexpected.
I had picked another song. See, I do the work. Right? And sometimes you have to be open to the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? Which most of the time, it was all the time 2020. You know what I'm saying? People can always picking apart from afar is way easier than being on the inside of it and trying to audit it, right? It's way different. And so I had this song I want to go with, and we're gonna get Young Thug on it. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be in the club, I'm gonna be on mainstream, and we played the song, and my product manager, Grace, she was like this, oh yeah, that's it, that's the vibe. So we're gonna get on the phone, we're gonna find Thug, and we're gonna pay him. I was like, yeah, because he wants to be paid. We're gonna pay him. Right?
Part of it.
That's part of it. That's a big part of it, right? And then I said, this is another one we did that is just crazy. Like, I think all my records are crazy. And I was like, this is another one we did that's crazy. Like, you gotta hear this joint right here. Like, I don't, you know. And I played that record, and I watched this woman, I watched Grace go.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is when we?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For all 3.5 minutes, I don't know where she went.
Left the planet.
She left the building, right?
I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But I was looking at her and I said, no.
Right,
We gotta switch. We gotta go here.
Yeah.
Because
It
if I
made
can
you
make
feel-
every woman feel like
Yes.
that, oh, we gonna kill her.
Absolutely.
And so when we took the record into the record label, to Atlantic, you know, a good friend of mine, Juliet, she's not there anymore, but she was head of making sure all of that, you know, gets played and all that. She's like, Tay, who the is gonna play this? I said, I don't know.
Right.
But this is the song.
This is the song.
And everybody called. Kaiser was like, "Tank, what are you doing?
Right.
Where are we going with this? Like,
Right,
what are
right.
we?" I said, "That's the record. I don't know.
But
do
go.
what you do.
Yeah.
I did my part.
Yeah.
Now do what you do."
Yeah.
And in 2017 and 2018, it was the most played song on radio.
When
When we 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
So,
That's amazing.
How
Cut to-
do you know how many plays there was?
I don't know the number.
Like the physical
I
number.
probably contributed to a lot of that.
Yeah.
I was at least 1.5 million.
I'm sure you. Yeah.
I contributed
I
to
don't know
it.
what you two nasty niggas is doing. I'm sure.
Why we gotta be
I'm
nasty?
sure because you
That-
are.
That little
Dirty
nasty
dog
stuff
right
right
here.
here.
You're ogres. Come on,
this
man.
guy.
Don't do this.
This
Don't do this with the popcorn right here. Come
Man,
on,
I
man.
gotta get some popcorn for this, dog. Cause I gotta get some popcorn for this, dog. Cause I'm
Hey.
trying to figure out
Come
what
on.
you talking about.
I was just sharing it with my whole, but everybody I knew.
I'm
Look,
trying to
check it
get
out.
You were sharing it with your book club?
Yes. And the church. I was like, the Lord know I play. Like, y'all, I want y'all to play this on Sunday.
Listen, so I can tell you like this. In hearing a song and knowing, every time I go to Chris Brown's house and hear a record, 6 months before it comes out, a year before it comes out,
You know
I say,
it.
that motherfucker's going. Fine China.
Yeah. I thought Heat was a bad. Heat.
Heat.
When first time I heard Heat, I'm like, that's
Heat,
bad.
that's going. The Drake collaboration.
No guidance.
No guidance. I
Yeah.
said, when I heard it, Drake wasn't even on it yet.
Really?
It was just CB. He was like, I'm waiting on this verse. I'm waiting. I said, that's going.
Ooh, that no guidance was major.
That's going. But I can pick those. I'm on the outside looking in.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
You can
Like,
do A&R if you wanted to.
I can listen to all of his work and be like, just listen, all of that shit is really, really dope. But these three right here,
Go with, yeah.
oh, and he'll say, and for some, and he has the gift of knowing as well, because he picked all those records. He picked up, yeah, we're going with this one, and then we're gonna put that one out, and then we're gonna do that one, and then let me tell you about the 3 videos that I wrote in my head, and then after that, and then let me tell you about the movie, and then let me tell you about the documentary. Okay, now watch, this is the choreography. Okay, and then this is the martial arts segment that we're gonna, and then I'm gonna paint my whole house. Watch this, I'm finna paint my whole house. But I'm sitting there.
He's all over the map.
Well, but
different.
you're engulfed. You're
in a-
obsessed with that one thing, but making it just huge.
I can pinpoint those moments for other people, and so that's what I'm moving into now. I'm moving into creating those moments for the next generation of singers, songwriters, and producers.
And the way you
Because-
explain it, you may think somebody listening, our artist may think, man, he's all over the place, like I just said.
Yeah.
But it's like chaos, but it's organized.
It's organized
It's
chaos.
organized chaos.
He's a genius.
Right.
Like, he's a different kind of entity. Like, him and Jamie Foxx are two just different kind of human beings. Like, the most different human beings I've ever been around in my life. Like, just in terms of the things that they can, how many things that they can do well.
At once.
Right. Well, I think everyone knows that about Jamie. I just don't think a lot of people feel or know that about Chris.
I think a lot of people they say Chris Brown's the most talented performer since Michael
I think
Jackson.
he's the most talented
That's what I've heard.
human being I've ever. Like, Chris Brown
Chris
can
is
do.
up there. If he didn't have that trouble, as a,
he can do everything. And so, they try to use that to
minimize,
to discredit him, right? And so, how many of us have truly had to grow up from the age of 15
spotlight
in the light? Like he was a superstar first single, right? Like who like we don't.
Who else didn't make mistakes at 16?
For
and
example,
18 and
Justin Bieber. You thought he was about to go off the tracks at one point. Like he was young, stardom, and then next thing you know, you kept hearing him. He was all over TMZ. He did this. He was doing that, and you just felt like, okay, his career is about to just.
He's been allowed so much redemption.
Yes.
Why not see me?
Right.
You know why.
You're exactly right.
You know why.
Let's keep going.
Already.
Right, but that's a good topic, though. I mean, that's a good subject to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like we have to jump hurdles where some have to jump puddles.
But let me tell you what, and it's nobody else. We can blame other people, but it's us.
Look within.
We allow our heroes to be torn down and burned at the cross. We allow it.
But you're right, but it's like people like us, the platforms like this, we have to speak up on it. We have to lift them up. And I don't know if enough of us
is doing the lifting.
Right.
I mean, we just can't stop.
Right.
It's going to be heavy on us because it's not enough of us, but it is what it is. Right. We can't stop. You know what I mean? I told CB the other day, I said, man, I don't care what nobody says. I'm gonna always be a voice for you because I know your heart.
So is that one of the reasons you started the podcast?
Yeah, because we need to be able to have the R&B conversation that no one gets to have, right? No one can articulate it the same way, right? They have, you guys now starting to actually be the voices of commentary for the actual sport that you played.
Right. But all
that
of
you
this,
suited up for.
All of that, what you're doing stem from after we hoop and we in the corner chopping it up.
But,
you know what I mean?
But who in the space?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I know some of the guys
what Hall of Famers of R&B are actually helping control the narrative for R&B.
Right.
Don't have any. None. And so we needed that. And I told Jay, I was like, listen, I know you want to stay in the background and chill out, be cool.
Oh, he always
and hoop every Tuesday and Thursday and control the run.
Right, but I need you to...
I said, but you have too much information. You have too much success in this for us not to join forces and have these conversations and make these phone calls and give this information to the people who deserve it.
Right.
Right? And to give artists, singers, songwriters, and producers an opportunity to have the right conversation.
Right.
I get it. You went viral for whatever foolishness that was. We don't care about that.
Don't care.
Let's talk about your music.
Yes.
Let's talk about your life. Let's talk about your gifts. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that and get away from. Let's get away from all that.
Right. I know Hatch has some stuff he want to get to.
I saw you got the paper. I see the paper.
I want to address, something that obviously, like I said, that you shared with social media about the losing of your hearing in your right ear. And as an artist, and I'm just thinking, like, I'm a thinker.
Of course.
And I know, too, like, when you lose something else always increases and heightens. With you losing your hearing, is there something in your artistry, your singing, that because of that loss, something else has become greater, or your vision, like not physical, like vision, but with that, with your loss, like, is there something with the loss
that
of
is
that?
compensated?
Right.
My drive. Like, if I wasn't obsessed before, I'm obsessed now.
Right.
Because, out of nowhere.
True.
Over 3 days.
Wow.
Just life changed completely.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And who knows when the next 3 days of a life-altering event is coming. I gotta get done now.
Get it done.
I gotta get it done. I gotta rededicate myself to the craft and get to all of the things that I may be procrastinating on, consciously or unconsciously. I gotta get to work. So my drive is different. It's different, and the fire that I'm lighting under everybody else around me.
Absolutely.
It's different.
Right.
We get to it. Like, you know, if you're not in this with me, you know, and I'm like, you know me, I'm the nicest guy in the world. But I've
I mean, it took you forever to get on the show, man. I don't
First
know
of all,
about
first of all, that wasn't my fault. I'm never gonna take the blame for that. I'm gonna blame Jay Valentine.
3 years.
Jay Valentine, that's all your fault.
Him,
He just
and then
threw
I'm
you
gonna
right
blame
under
you.
the bus.
You know, I'm gonna blame you too.
For his schedule. Blame him for his schedule.
I'm staying on it.
I'm blame you because you're the only Hall of Famer here. So you know what I'm saying. You can show to some.
Watch your tone.
You're a Hall of Famer as well.
High school and college. And it
That counts. What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about? That counts. It does count. Listen, I played sports in high school. I'm not in my Hall of Fame. That counts. I
Don't be a hater.
Really? This is wild.
Flowers, dog. We just talked about
that. Here we go.
Flowers, dog.
Here he goes.
You know what I'm saying?
He gonna pedal.
Hey. Hey, but
You let me know if you want to start a new show. With that, you know what I'm saying?
We'll get rid of
We'll get rid of T.O.
We'll get rid of him.
We'll do
Oh, snap, I'm about to cry.
We will get rid of him.
You will not laugh.
So, since you are one of the authorities of R&B, right? So you might have already did this at home, but I want you to do it on paper, right? We have a
Show it to the audience.
I'm gonna show it to the audience, right? A 16-team bracket of R&B.
That's my camera.
Male-
Where's my camera?
90s R&B male groups, right? We got Boys to Men, New Edition, Mint Condition, High Five, Silk, H-Town, Blackstreet Guy on one side of the bracket. The other side of the bracket, we got Jodeci, Tony Tone, 112, After 7, Drew Hill, BBD, Jagged Edge, and Next. So since you have the authority, I want you to tell us who wins this bracket.
Man.
Who wins this Sweet 16
Who want
bracket?
me to get in trouble?
Man, I mean, there's some other cats that ain't on that list.
You know what I'm saying?
Avant, Case, all these guys.
Who want me to get in
Man,
trouble?
man.
Okay, so who want me to get in trouble?
Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble for this one.
You in trouble.
Pick
why-
a team. Commit. You gotta commit.
Why
You
am
gotta
I
commit.
doing this?
I mean, just, a little
This
having fun. We
Boys to Men,
Okay.
highest selling group of all times.
Yes, they put them versus New Edition. in
Also
the
my
first
brothers,
one. Yes.
family, versus New Edition.
You already know it,
New Edition is my reason.
Absolutely. Me and you both. The way I talk
New-
to girls,
New
the way
Edition
I
is my
dance, the way
New
I...
Edition is my reason.
The way you talk to girls,
Everything.
My first-
Everything from New
you
Edition.
My
still
first-
single. You
my
might
first-
you should have chose someone else. He's still
You
single.
have chosen a lot of violence today.
Straight violence, and he gonna get it back, too. With a kick in the back of the head.
He's still single. He should have chosen somebody else.
So, New Edition, first R&B concert, I have to go with New Edition.
Absolutely. New Edition, N-E.
Okay?
Okay.
Mint Condition and High Five.
Ooh, that damn mint condition is serious.
The secret ingredient to my live show musicianship and my vocals is a guy by the name of Stokely.
Stokely.
So I'm going Mint Condition on that.
Mint Condition, okay.
Silk and H-Town.
I wanna lick you up and down.
Little G is a killer.
Till you
He's a killer.
say stop.
He's a killer. Right now. We will high, yeah. Right now. I gotta go Silk. I gotta go Silk. Blackstreet and Guy. Guy is my reason.
Guys up
Piece
there.
of my love.
Piece
Are you kidding me?
of my
Oh, yes.
Are you kidding?
Bro, I'm with you on that, my guy.
Guy is my reason. Okay, Jodeci, Tony.
I already know it.
I love Tony. Classics, absolutely. But nothing beats Jodeci.
Already, nothing. Okay.
Now, 112 and After 7.
Come on. What you gonna do? Cupid.
Kavon Edmonds is one of the coldest singers of all times.
Oh, man.
But Cupid and Peaches and Cream, my God.
Life changers.
My God.
Life changers.
Man, that...
My God.
Room 112 is where the plays dwell.
I'm gonna go after 7.
Ooh, that's shocking.
That's the first upset of the tournament.
That is
That's the first
shocking.
When Babyface writes and produces your records, you have a clear advantage.
Okay.
After 7. A7. Okay, they got Drew Hill and Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why they did that to Drew Hill.
Oh,
I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that.
BBD, you already know.
And I love Drew Hill, but come on, BBD. They're the first R&B hip hop group ever. They created
That
a
space.
lane, an entire lane.
Created that space.
Jagged Edge and Next. Come on now.
I love my guy RL. Shout out to RL.
Love RL, but them twins, they different. They different.
J.E.
They different.
Okay.
All right, let's go back.
Second round. So we got
Second round,
New
second
Edition
round.
versus Mint Condition.
Aye!
Edition versus Mint Condition. Second round. What you go do?
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know me. I feel you, but you got to. We're still talking about New Edition.
I'm sorry, man.
There it is.
New Edition.
Yeah, there it is. Now you got Silk and Guy.
Ooh, not even close. Guy.
There it is. Guy. Right? Other bracket, now we got Jodeci versus After 7.
You know who that is.
Already. Ooh,
Jodeci.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
BBD and Jagged Edge.
BBD.
Already. Final 4, going to Indianapolis. New Edition versus Guy.
My God.
Ooh, what you gonna do? Can you stand Life changing.
Life changing.
Oh, man. Whoa.
New Edition.
Yes, sir.
New Edition.
Right? Jodeci and BBD. Oh, that's tough. Jodeci and BBD.
Nothing trumps Jodeci.
There it is. In the finals, ladies and gentlemen, you have New Edition versus Jodeci. What you go do, Tank? What you go do? This is the finals. There's got to be a winner, and there's got to be a loser.
Oh.
What you go do? Final bracket, 8 p.m. tip-off, Indianapolis, millions of people watching. New Edition.
Bro,
Jodeci.
New Edition is...
Ooh, boy.
This is New Edition with
New
Johnny
Edition.
Gill.
It's New Edition is Ralph, solo success. Johnny, solo success. BBD,
Major success.
major hip hop R&B group success. And then Bobby Brown.
I mean, so you gotta think about this decision now. This is
life-changing.
representation, not only of just music, but
your
the culture. You talking about performance.
Everything. The move.
You talking
the
about-
dance.
You talking about,
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
oh man, you talking about,
What you go do? Jodeci and New Edition. Gotta be
Jodeci,
ooh, this is crazy.
Jodeci was raw. It was
Yes.
raw.
We talking
Raw
about
emotion.
the
Yeah.
hot ticket.
Yeah.
Raw. It was raw. It was
I mean,
it was nothing like we had ever seen or heard before.
Right.
who in your
New
mind
Edition
is
changed
gonna be the best representation
of R&B.
of R&B?
Dance
Butts in the
moves.
seats. The
If it
hottest
isn't
ticket
love,
on town.
why do I
in
feel
town.
this way?
Everybody
Why does
is
she
awaiting
stay
this
on
concert.
My mind.
I'm talking
If it
about
isn't love,
This is the only time ever in life,
why does it hurt
ever
so bad?
in life,
Make me
that I will
feel
have
so
to go
sad
against.
inside.
your better judgment,
Not even my better
If it
judgment,
isn't
but
your principles.
I don't even know what to call it. When I was in church,
Told you
when I
I
go
never
around
fall
playing in
in
different churches and singing,
No, I know better.
they were like, "You sound like a gospel Jodeci." I used to say this about me. Devontae was like my father.
Really?
I said at Devontae's feet, not literally, but spiritually,
Wow.
all of his music.
Wow.
But
Box office.
How
New
does
Edition
it
was
feel?
my reason.
It's my reason. Absolutely.
New Edition was my reason. Like,
New Edition.
New Edition.
Hey. Tonight. New Edition winner.
New Edition.
New Edition.
It is.
There it is.
New Edition.
There
Come
it
on,
is.
man. I mean, the thing with New Edition, that I don't want to take away from Jodeci. I don't want to take anything away from Jodeci. I'm going to say Jodeci. The thing about New Edition is they encompassed everything.
Everything.
They weren't missing anything. And a lot of acts think that they can wing it. A lot of acts think that they can just...
A lot of athletes the same way. A lot of people feel like they can wing it off just natural talent and get away with it.
Get away with it.
And get away with
Right,
it.
because
And
when
at some point, it will
catch up to you.
And at some point, it will catch up to you. If you don't put in the work.
And New Edition is a product of gift and hard work. Right? They're a combination of all of it. And every time you see New Edition to this day, they are polished. Every time they step on stage, they are polished. They look like New Edition. And if I want to teach the new artists anything, it's about putting in the work that ultimately preserves your artistry. It preserves it. Like when you see Keith Sweat on stage now, when you see Charlie Wilson on stage now, you know what I'm saying? Those guys have been preserved because they put the work into their artistry. And the people that show up to see them tell the story. Those 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people, it tells the story. So New Edition is by far the blueprint and the example that we all need to be following, and a close second to that would be Boyz II Men.
Oh, yeah. Boy,
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Tank. Get your Popcorn Ready podcast. See you next week.
Get your R&B ready.
Yeah.